Salum is here. Today I want to show you the process how I do the grammar and morphology for my conlang. So first, how did you do the grammar and morphology for your conlang? Today I want to introduce you a new perspective for people to construct the conlang naturally. So first, think about our process in speaking a sentence. First, we should have an idea, a concept in our mind that we want to express, right? So for example, if I want to express the sentence in guy, stay in good, sure, I can translate this sentence word by word in grammar rules I have already. So it becomes true, 一那两困. But it's boring. What another thing I can do for this concept? So I need a grammar construction to carry this concept. Then I should to analyze this sentence, stay in good. That actually means be good. So what if I make the adjective kun, good, into a verb? It sounds very logical to express the same meaning in this sentence. Therefore, we know our morphological process for this sentence we should make is the verbalization for adjective. For short, I would first have a concept what sentence I want to speak, I want to use, I want to express in the language, and then I will search what I can do with the grammar rules I have already, or if what I can do more with this concept, with these ideas. So let's see how many strategies in regards of Netherlands all over the world to do this verbalization of adjectives. So for example, in my mother tongue Mandarin, we can just follow the adjectives directly to the verb because it's an analysis language. So for example, 红叶, it means red leaves, and becomes to 叶子红了, the leaves turn red. Or in other languages like German, we can add the suffix to make an adjective to a verb. For example, rot, it means red, to rotten, it means burn or make something red. Or blau, and becomes blauen. And in Gai is a fusion language. That is, I want to use the derived suffix to make an adjective to a verb. But how can we do? First, we should classify what kind of meanings we can cover in verbalization. Imagine a sentence we had in the beginning of the video. Stay in good. In this case, if the good was a verb, it sounds very static. It's a static verb. But we can also have another sentence like be better. And in this case, it becomes to a dynamic verb because it's not just staying good, but becoming better. It's moving, it's an action. Therefore, we can have two different suffixes for verbalization as in Gai. One is to change the adjective to a static verb, another is to make this adjective to a dynamic verb. So now we need these two suffixes. Let's think about the most used combination of an adjective. Mostly we should use the structures like is good, am good, are good, so it's be good. That is, adjectives are mostly used with copula, and that happens in Gai too. So in Gai, you can say Lini kun, in kun, something like that, and the copula is int. So we might say kun int. So when these words are used together, it will attach to each other, become to kun mint. That will be the stative one. So we have the suffix int now. And for the dynamic one, we can use ieren, which means to become. So kun ieren. So kun ieren. Notice the star I use here because we don't do the sound changes yet. Now we have already two suffix int and ieren. The next step is we need to try any text that generalize this suffix to any adjectives. So let's see the adjective suffix in guy. There are as in could, good, rek as in berek, thin, ek as in immoniac, unlimited, ish as in gimish, clean like water. Therefore, the verbalization will be kummint, kummieren, beregint, beregieren, immunergint, immunergieren, gimischint, gimischeren. However, that's not finished yet. As we know that when two words or morphemes attach to each other, we should think about the sound change at the same time because in real speech, people would tend to make the sound to be easier to pronounce. As we said, for example, the beregieren is very hard to express. So in this case, I will change the prefix syllable u in kummint to u, as in immutation. You can also see in the word ongat to see to uni when attached to the e sound. Therefore, kun to kummint and kummieren is more easily for pronunciation. Also, the soft mutations like ke to he, ge to ye are very common in Guy when two morphemes attach together like vec around off with ake, sun, become to vrak, time. Therefore, berek to berekint and beregieren, immunerg to immunergint and immunergieren, gimisch to gimischint and gimischeren. Till now, the morphology of verbalization for adjectives are already done. Then we must think more as the native speaker. Is that all? Or I can do more. So back to the definition of adjectives. We found that verb participles are working like adjectives too. Therefore, the native speakers of Guy would think, what if I can make verbs from participle too? Let's see the 7 patterns of Guy verbs first. Nt as in bevindt, love, ren as in worden, kill, pronounced R, and lian have, which have unpronounced R. Nat as in venat, say, len as in selen, eat, sen as in mason, live, den as in arden, win, sten as in aston, destroy. First, we derive them in past participle. So, bevindt to bevinden, worden to worden, lian to leerden, wenger to wenden, salen to selden, mason to metzen, arden to arden, arsten to asten. And with the rules we had already to change them into verbs. Bevinden to bevindt, worden to udent, leerden to leerwind, wenden to wenzenint, selen to selzenint, mezzanine to mezzanine, ascend to ascendant, ascend to ascendant. As you see, they are very hard to pronounce. Even break the CVC sequence in guide. So let's focus on the word vincent to make it easier to pronounce. What we can do first is to omit the N after the, which is the word ending and become to the vincent. Second is I want to omit the N before the two because there are too many N's in the ending of the word and becomes the vincent. Etymologically, the came from early t, so it's very logical to make the word the vincent. That's beautiful. Therefore, we have another rule that the past participle then becomes to think or feeling, generalized to other words. So the think to the vincent, worden to vincent, leon to leothint, venga to vincent. I will keep the end here because it was originally vincent, his ng sound. Salum to salint, mason to mathint, arden to asthint, aston to asthint. Perfect. Now the present participles, the fint to the finnen, worden to worden, leon to leonen, venga to vengen, salon to salon, mason to mason, arden to arden, aston to aston. Follow the process we did in past participle, delete en and add int. So the finnen to the finnint, worden to wordint, leonint to leonint, vengen to vengint, salon to salint, mason to masint, aston to astint, aston to astin. Most of them look good, only the T sound in guide will become chi. So the final is the fint to the finnint, worden to urdint, leon to leonint, vengan to vengint, salon to salint, mason to masint, arden to archint, aston to aschint. Finally, we finished all the morphological rules for verbalization in adjectives. The derived suffixes are int and eden, int for static and eden for dynamic. Both trigger the e mutation on the prefix syllable and soft mutation. For example, kun, good, to kumint, to stay good. Beirek, think, to beregin, to lose weight. The participle goes with think and the theoden ending. For example, the think, to love, to the fifteenth, to stay loved. The present participles go with nint and nearen, while den and sten becomes to chin and schint. For example, aston, destroy, to aschint, to stay destroying. Now we can use these rules to make more abstract words. For example, month, to die, becomes to menthant, to stay dead. And with non-suffix, yard becomes to method, dead, or corpse. That's all for this video. If you like this kind of grammar or morphology, how to do that. Please describe or in the comment and like. That's it. Alice.